Have you ever felt like you don't have a fixed form? That your presence changes completely, depending on who is around you? There's a liberating truth that few understand, but it explains your entire journey. You may belong to the group of reflectors. This is an extremely rare group that represents only 1% of the world's population and carries a unique spiritual mission. Being a chosen reflector means that you function as a living mirror in this world. Your energy is exceptionally open, absorbing the frequencies of the environment and reflecting them back to people. You don't generate a fixed energy. You are a human antenna designed to show others the true health of their own souls and the communities they inhabit. Many times you feel lost in the midst of so many mood and behavior changes. But that's just your chameleon-like nature in action. Your sensitivity allows you to understand people on a deep level, because you literally feel what they feel. You are God's thermometer on earth, revealing what is hidden in those around you. In this video, we're going to explore the clear signs that you carry this mirror effect and how to navigate this journey without losing your own roots. Understanding this role is the key to transforming what you thought was a weakness into one of the most powerful authorities in the kingdom. Get ready to finally put the puzzle pieces of your life together. Hello, I'm George, and if you've always felt like a foreigner trying to understand your own intensity, you've come to the right place. Here, we uncover the mysteries of those who have been set apart for something greater. If this calling resonates in your spirit, follow our channel and turn on notifications. Let's now discover the weight and the beauty of being a mirror. The mystery of appearance and the discomfort of the reflection. The journey of a chosen reflector often begins with how the world sees them, before a single word is spoken. You may have noticed that your physical appearance or mere presence carries a magnetism you can't control. This isn't about vanity or fitting into modern beauty standards. It's something much deeper. Your outer image was perfectly designed by divine architecture to serve as a mirror for those who cross your path. Since you belong to this rare 1% group, your energetic signature functions as a silent invitation for others to confront their own truths. Oftentimes, your unique appearance or your unconventional style triggers extreme reactions. Some people feel deep admiration, while others show envy or an inexplicable discomfort. Why does this happen? Because when they look at you, they aren't just seeing you. They are seeing, through your open energy, the areas of their own lives that need healing, the desires they've suppressed, or the insecurities they try to hide. You are a living catalyst of self-awareness. Your presence forces others' egos to surface, and not everyone is ready to face what the mirror reveals. This mirror role carries immense responsibility. You are essentially a central figure in the transformation process of those around you, often without even knowing it. Your energy can initiate healing in someone simply because you showed them, through your behavior or your gaze, something they were ignoring. However, the challenge is not to take these reactions personally. When someone attacks or avoids you for no apparent reason, understand that they are reacting to their own reflection that you are projecting. They don't hate you. They hate the truth within themselves that you brought to light. To survive this dynamic, the chosen reflector must cultivate an unshakable sense of identity. If you don't know who you are in God, you'll end up being defined by the projections and needs of others. It's vital to understand that your appearance and energy were given for a greater purpose, to facilitate the evolution of human consciousness. You're not a social accessory, you're a strategic tool. Accepting this privilege requires the maturity to walk through heavy environments without allowing others' judgment to distort your self-image. Biblically, we understand that the heart of man reflects the other, as it says in Proverbs 27:19. You are the living proof of this verse. Your mission is to keep the mirror clean. This means taking care of your spiritual health so that the reflection is clear and not distorted by your own traumas. When you fully embrace this function, you stop asking, "Why am I so different?" and start understanding that your difference is what allows the light of truth to penetrate the darkness of others' illusions. You are the mirror God uses so that the world can once again see its own essence. Energy fluctuation and the wisdom of time. Unlike the other 99% of the population, who have defined energy centers and generate their own vital force consistently, you, as a reflector, have an open, energetic constitution. This means you are a constant receiver of everything happening around you. This total openness allows you to understand people on an emotional level that no one else can reach, but it also creates a disconnect in your decision-making process. While the world demands quick responses and immediate answers, your spirit operates at a different pace. Because you absorb so much information and so many energy layers, you need time to process what is truly yours and what is simply a reflection of your environment. Ancient wisdom and human nature understanding suggests that the reflector must respect the 28-day cycle, a full lunar cycle, before making life-altering decisions. This is because, during this period, you experience all the nuances of the energies around you and can finally filter your own truth. Trying to make an important decision under the immediate influence of someone else is a fatal mistake for the chosen reflector, as you'll simply be deciding based on the excitement or fear of the person beside you. Waiting is not a sign of indecision, but of a superior spiritual intelligence that seeks absolute clarity. This energetic fluctuation makes you feel like a social chameleon. Around joyful, vibrant people, you become the life of the party, reflecting that joy with an intensity that uplifts everyone. However, if the environment is sick, heavy, or filled with sadness, you absorb that weight and begin to reflect it, feeling exhausted or melancholic without any obvious personal reason. It's liberating when the realization hits that sudden sadness wasn't yours, but a reflection of the world or community you're in. You are the thermometer. If the spiritual climate is bad, you'll be the first to show the symptoms. To maintain balance, the chosen reflector must master the art of productive isolation. You need moments of total solitude to discharge others' energy. Spending time in nature, practicing meditation, or engaging in creative activities are essential grounding practices. Without this, you risk becoming a bundle of others' personalities, losing sight of who you truly are at your innermost core. Your journey is the delicate balance between being of service to others and maintaining your own spiritual health. This chameleon-like characteristic allows you to connect with anyone, from beggar to king, making everyone feel truly seen and understood. But remember, being a reflector is a path of giving. You'll often find that interactions are more about the other person than about you. They seek your advice, your listening ear, your validation, because next to you, they finally hear themselves. Honor this role with compassion and detachment. Understand that people are drawn to the clarity of your mirror, and your mission is simply to remain firm in your connection to the source, ensuring that the reflection you offer the world is always an invitation to healing and awakening. The fluctuation of energy and the wisdom of time. Unlike the other 99% of the population, who have defined energy centers and generate their own life force consistently, you, as a reflector, possess an open, energetic constitution. This means you are a constant receiver of everything happening around you. This complete openness allows you to understand people on an emotional level that no one else can reach. but it also creates a mismatch in your decision-making process. While the world demands speed and immediate answers, your spirit operates at a different pace. Because you absorb so much information and so many layers of energy, you need time to process what is truly yours and what is simply a reflection of the environment. Ancient wisdom and the understanding of human nature indicate that the reflector must respect the 28-day cycle, a full lunar cycle, in order to make decisions that alter the course of life. This happens because during this period, you go through all the nuances of the energies around you and are finally able to filter your own truth. Trying to decide something important under the immediate influence of another person is a fatal mistake for the chosen reflector, as you would be deciding based on the enthusiasm or fear of the person beside you. Waiting is not a sign of indecision, but of a superior spiritual intelligence that seeks absolute clarity. This energy fluctuation makes you feel like a social chameleon. Around happy and vibrant people, you become the life of the party, reflecting that joy with an intensity that uplifts everyone. However, if the environment is sick, heavy, or filled with sadness, you absorb that charge and begin to reflect it, feeling exhausted or melancholic without any obvious personal reason. It's liberating when the realization hits that sudden sadness wasn't yours, but a reflection of the world or community in which you're immersed. You are the thermometer. If the spiritual climate is bad, you will be the first to manifest the symptoms. To maintain balance, the chosen reflector must master the art of productive isolation. You need moments of total solitude to discharge others' energy. Spending time in nature, practicing meditation, or engaging in creative activities are essential grounding practices. Without this, you run the risk of becoming a bundle of other people's personalities, losing sight of who you really are at your most intimate core. Your journey is the delicate balance between being of service to others and maintaining your own spiritual health. This chameleon-like characteristic allows you to connect with anyone, from the beggar to the king, making everyone feel truly seen and understood. But remember, being a reflector is a path of giving. You'll often notice that interactions are more about the other person than about you. They seek your advice, your ear, and your validation, because by your side, they can finally hear themselves. Honor this role with compassion and detachment. Understand that people are drawn to the clarity of your mirror, and your mission is simply to remain firm in your connection with the source, ensuring that the reflection you offer the world is always an invitation to healing and awakening. The impact of presence and the gaze of shadows. Have you ever noticed how people fix their gaze on you when you walk into a room? This phenomenon doesn't happen by chance, or simply because of physical appearance. People look because they can sense your unique energetic signature, even if they can't explain why. They see in you what they need to resolve within themselves. As a walking mirror, your presence forces others to face their own inner landscape. That constant gaze can be both frightening and intriguing. The reactions you provoke in others aren't always kind or easy to digest. Often, the discomfort of others is proof of the spiritual impact you exert simply by being there. Understanding this dynamic is what allows you to navigate your interactions with more patience. When someone reacts strangely to your presence, remember that it's not personal. That person is dealing with the reflection of their own insecurities that you've brought to the surface. Your presence is the catalyst that initiates a silent process of transformation. It is essential to maintain emotional detachment in the face of these external reactions. If you absorb the negativity of those who feel threatened by your light, you'll end up overwhelmed. Your mission is to reflect the truth, but without becoming a prisoner of the emotions that truth awakens in others. Stay firm in your identity, so you're not swallowed up by the projections of others. Often the chosen reflector feels the urge to hide, to avoid that attention. However, this visibility is part of your divine purpose. You were placed in these environments to serve as a reference point. Where there is confusion, your clarity exposes the errors. Where there is peace, your energy amplifies it, creating a field of harmony for everyone. Cultivating grounding practices, such as contact with the earth, helps to maintain your balance. This grounding prevents the energy of others' gazes from destabilizing your center. The more connected you are with your essence, the clearer the reflection you offer the world. The mirror must be clean for the light to fulfill its true purpose. Throughout the day, you may encounter people who open up to you for no reason. They feel that, next to you, they can finally be honest. That silent validation you offer is a balm for weary souls. Being that safe harbor requires that you know how to distinguish where the other's pain ends and where your peace begins. The dynamics of insecurities and other people's behavior. When people are around you, they often act in peculiar or insecure ways. This happens because the chosen reflector returns to others exactly what they are emitting. If a person carries genuine peace, they will feel extremely calm in your company. However, if there is hidden turbulence, that unrest will immediately come to the surface. We can see this in simple, everyday situations, like during exercise or at work. Someone may suddenly feel the need to compete with you, trying to prove they're faster or more efficient. This competition isn't against you, but against their own perception of insufficiency, something your mirror revealed completely unconsciously. Another common example is when strangers approach to apologize for trivial things. They feel internal tension and project onto you a need for approval. As a reflector, you end up carrying the weight of others' expectations if you're not careful. It's essential to recognize that these bizarre behaviors are purely the result of the energy they themselves carry. Understanding this mechanism helps you deal with others with much more empathy. You begin to see beyond rude or competitive attitudes, recognizing the fragility that motivated such actions. Being a mirror requires you to offer a space without judgment. By not reacting to someone else's ego, you allow them to find their own path. In social settings, you'll notice that some people desperately seek your validation, while others avoid you. Those who run usually aren't ready to face the parts of themselves that you reflect. Don't feel rejected by their withdrawal. These are spiritual deliverances. Your light is a natural filter that selects who can or cannot remain. Consider situations where people compare their achievements to yours. This behavior reveals the lack of inner fulfillment they try to hide with masks of success. By reflecting that emptiness, you give them the opportunity to seek real healing. Your function is to facilitate that self-discovery, even if it happens through temporary discomfort. Maintain your balance by providing a calm environment for others' self-explorations. Taking on this role with wisdom strengthens your connections and supports everyone's growth. The chosen reflector is the guardian of truth in a world of appearances. By accepting this gift, you become a powerful tool of restoration in the hands of life. The social chameleon and the mutable identity. A striking characteristic of the chosen reflector is the fact that you become a different person around each individual. Since you don't have fixed energy, you literally function as a spiritual chameleon. Depending on whom you are interacting with, your voice, gestures, and even your interests can undergo deep and instantaneous shifts. This adaptability is not just a social skill or common emotional intelligence. For the chosen one, this function has a much higher spiritual purpose. You absorb and reflect the psychological states of those around you so that they feel seen. This deep connection makes people feel like you understand them like no one else. However, this ability brings immense challenges to your own mental health. Constantly adjusting your behavior and emotions to mirror others can be exhausting and confusing. Often, at the end of the day, you might feel empty or unsure of your true face. It's the price of being a moving mirror. That's why it's essential to develop strategies to center yourself and maintain your personal identity. Even though you change according to your environment, there is an internal core that must remain untouched. Without this anchoring, you risk losing yourself in the waters of others' emotions. The reflector needs to know where the reflection ends and their own essence begins. Understand that this mutability is a healing gift for others. By seeing themselves in you, people find validation for their own struggles. You offer them the opportunity to see themselves without distorted filters. Honor this role, but never give up moments of complete solitude to clean your mirror and reconnect with your own silence, inconsistency, and the challenge of decisions. Due to your reflective nature, you may appear inconsistent to those who don't understand your role. Because you mirror the energy of those around you, your decisions often change frequently. If you interact with many different people in a single day, your personality can undergo hundreds of shifts, generating a perception of instability. As a chosen reflector, your connection with the invisible manifests in ways that common logic cannot grasp. One of the clearest signs that you are operating on this mirror frequency is the recurrence of specific numbers in your life. When you look at the clock or license plates and see sequences like 1221, 1001, or 808, understand this. These mirrored numbers are believed to carry direct messages from the divine to your soul. They are not mere statistical coincidences, but affirmations that you are aligned with your role as a reflector. The universe uses these visual patterns to capture your attention and remind you that your function goes beyond purely human and social interactions. These numbers reinforce that you reflect not only people's emotions, but also the energies of higher realms. They serve as constant reminders that you are an intermediary between heaven and earth. When you see a mirrored number, the universe is asking you to pay attention to what you're reflecting at that very moment in your life. Perhaps you need to intensify your reflective abilities in a specific area of your daily life or relationships. These signs encourage you to discern which spiritual messages need to be delivered to the world through your presence. Each numeric sequence is a code validating your path and offering the support necessary for you to continue your mission. Keeping a journal to note these encounters with mirrored numbers can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. By recording the circumstances and thoughts you had at the moment of seeing them, hidden patterns will begin to emerge. You'll realize that the divine speaks to you through symmetry, confirming that your mirror design is perfect and intentional. By integrating these meanings into your routine, your effectiveness as a reflector increases significantly in the spiritual realm. You stop being a passive passenger of energies and become a conscious collaborator in the greater plan. Recognizing these signs brings deep peace, for you understand that you are never walking alone, even when you feel isolated in the crowd. Happy and vibrant people are naturally drawn to you, like moths seeking the light on a dark night. Since you don't generate fixed energy, you become a refuge for those who live in harmony. Those who possess inner peace will see that same peace reflected in your gaze, feeling immediate pleasure in simply enjoying your company. This magnetic attraction places you in a position of great influence over the emotional well-being of others. Without effort, you amplify the joy of those around you, becoming a catalyst for pleasant moments. However, in intimate relationships, this gift requires extra caution. You tend to imitate and absorb all the desires, thoughts, and needs of your partner. This energetic fusion makes you the ideal partner, but it can lead to the erasure of your own individuality. It is common for reflectors to lose themselves in the tastes and dreams of the other, forgetting what truly makes their own heart beat. For this reason, the practice of spending time alone regularly is not just a desire, but a vital necessity. Strategic solitude allows you to unload accumulated energies and recalibrate your own vibrational frequency. Being alone helps you distinguish what is truly yours from what is merely a reflection of your loved one. It is in this silence that you reconnect with your divine essence and cleanse the mirror of external influences that cloud your vision. Being a chosen reflector is a unique journey, marked by deep discoveries and often by a necessary solitude. You must understand that, even among other chosen ones, your experience is individual and incomparable. Each reflector carries a distinct spiritual signature, like a soul's fingerprint, designed to impact the world in a way that only you can. Your one and primary function in this plane is simply to exist with authenticity and purity of spirit. By allowing God's light to shine through your mirror, you help heal hearts, restore communities, and transform the world around you. You are the thermometer that points to the path of truth amidst so many illusions and social masks. I hope this journey through the mirror effect has brought the understanding your soul has long sought for the past. Value your rarity, and do not be afraid to be that spiritual chameleon who serves the greater purpose of the Creator. Your life is an act of love and a constant invitation for all to seek their own evolution. Have you ever noticed how the atmosphere changes when you simply choose to observe in silence? Share your story and help other chosen ones understand the power they carry in their reflective nature. Your existence is the healing the world needs. Until our next encounter, continue reflecting the light of truth.